Hello everyone, my name is Kirby Boehm and I'm a doctoral student at the University of Kansas in the Sport Management Department. Today I'll be presenting on the lasting impact of athletics excellence, an examination of Division III national champions. The goal of this study was really to look at Division III student athletes who reach the athletic excellence of winning a national championship but do not pursue a career as a professional athlete. And the main goal of the qualitative study was looking at the long-term impact athletics excellence has on a person's post-athletic life. So I look forward to presenting to you all today virtually. When looking at a potential research idea to present on, the study really wanted to define excellence at the Division III level. We focused on this level. There's no athletic scholarships offered to student athletes. We looked at members of national championships teams during the 2014-2015 academic year to really give some time since winning the national championship on postgraduate pursuits. And this non-scholarship nature and more often than not lack of professional sport ambitions of Division III student athletes really allowed us to examine that pursuit of excellence in sport through that on-field championship, but also paired well with protecting the focus of academic pursuits for postgraduate life as well. More so, just the questions through the study and research idea, we're really looking to explore the positive and negative aspects of this pursuit and achievement of excellence with a specific focus on the return on investment for the time they spent as a collegiate athlete, especially in contrast to upper level Division I sport and athletic competitions where success experienced within the field of competition very well may lead at times to opportunities to advance a playing career beyond college. We can look at this with the Division I college football landscape. You can just look at the talented players that play in the college football playoff every year who may hear their name called in the NFL draft. You can look at Joe Burrow with Louisiana State University, LSU, leading the Tigers to a championship and was drafted by the Bengals with the #1 overall pick. And while there's no legislation barring or excluding Division III student athletes from professional aspiration, the average Division III student athlete most have no illusions of being a professional athlete, yet that public narrative is ripe with descriptions and accounts of excellence in big-time college athletics. You can do this by turning on ESPN or social media any hour of the day. And this study really focuses on those thousands of intercollegiate student athletes who achieve excellence outside of that public spotlight. The literature review gave a solid overview of the Division III intercollegiate athletics structure in terms of it being non-scholarship, in terms of athletic scholarships available to student athletes, and going into the legislation put in place by the NCAA for Division III institutions to really shift the focus from the spectator to the participant within Division III intercollegiate athletics and offering a more competitive environment for student athletes who play for the love of the game. And in short, this model emphasizes a more well-rounded collegiate experience to pursue both academic rigor while achieving athletic excellence at the same time. In addition to that, the literature review went into the existing views on performance excellence and how student athletes specifically work to balance the internal motivation and interpersonal process behind excellence and the pursuit of excellence as a whole. Talked about the perception, activation, and concentration, execution, or PACE model, in which researchers really provide a framework on how athletes as a whole go through their overall performance and process their overall performance readiness through the pursuit of excellence. In addition, the literature review talked about student athlete identity, especially at the Division III level, having to balance the two identities that may be flip-flopped from the Division I student athlete, where the academic rigor at the Division III for a Division III student athlete may be just as much or equally identifiable as the athletic side. And then in addition, we examine the literature review on student athlete postgraduate pursuits and some of the impacts and struggles that student athletes go through when they make the transition from being a student athlete to no longer having that athlete identity part of their life anymore after graduation. In addition, we also wanted to look at just the benefits and purpose of undergraduate education being well documented for typical undergraduate students, but less is known on how student athletes' learning and development is impacted by the pursuit of overall athletic accomplishment, and it could very well be possible that a trade-off may exist between academic pursuits and athletic excellence in relation to both time and resources allocated during that student athlete's own undergraduate experience. And examining student athlete excellence through the lens of postgraduate success really lends way to the field to gain a better understanding of the perceived benefits of athletic excellence and whether or not it balances out the well-documented undergraduate experience of the non-athlete peers. In terms of the participant list, it started with all the 2014 Fall Sport Division III National Championship Game participants, taking the team rosters from the given archives on the respective athletic department's website and connecting via LinkedIn to gauge availability or potential interest in participating within the study. Again, we were looking at the 2014 Fall Sport Championship season because it gave enough time for those postgraduate pursuits and a good solid just 5-year base in terms of a reflection on what that experience and not only the pursuit of athletic excellence but the achievement of athletic excellence during that season meant for the student athlete long term in the postgraduate pursuits. From that original participant list, the total population for the interviews that were conducted consisted of 13 Division III national champions who participated in the 2014 Fall Championships. There were 4 participants from the Women's Sports Championships and 9 participants from Men's Sports Championships. They were all members of team sports, and there were no individual champions throughout the 13. In terms of figuring out themes for the overall study, inductive reasoning was used for theme identification, with the major overarching theme, as mentioned earlier, was the impact achieving athletic excellence has on one's life. The 3 major themes that were taken out throughout this qualitative study was the confidence gained through the achievement of athletic excellence for the student athlete, both during their student athlete career and postgraduate life, the increased self-worth they received from winning and more so the validation of achieving that athletic excellence at that level, and then the career motivation that they took with them into their postgraduate pursuits and the lessons they learned and skills they learned through sport, which really motivated them to pursue opportunities in their postgraduate lives. So I'll be breaking down those themes over the upcoming slides and going into greater detail on some quotes that were pulled from our participants. Throughout the research and interviews, it was obvious that achieving a national championship at the Division III level brought on increased confidence levels from the student athletes in terms of obviously just the tangible outcomes such as the trophy, the ring, and recognition from the university. But the more applicable impact on life was that intangible lessons learned through the pursuit of excellence in terms of that confidence and that justification almost of deciding to pursue that athletic excellence at the Division III level, and achieving this excellence almost validated that decision and justified it with potentially their peers around them, in terms of it just competing at the Division III level. Maybe growing up they had teammates that went on to the Division I level and felt questioned about that, but this pursuit and achieving that athletic excellence justified their decisions, and winning that national championship also gave them the confidence to pursue other avenues outside of sport. They could see a correlation between that process, that goal setting, understanding the skills and applicable action that they took to achieve that goal through sport, and gained confidence to go and pursue that and apply that to other aspects of their lives, because they had that skill and they had seen the fruits of their labor come to fruition throughout sport, and it really sparked a confidence boost for them throughout other aspects of their life. Similar to the confidence gain, the individuals interviewed gained increased self-worth through the achievement of athletic excellence, and that self-worth was associated through sport and their pursuit of athletic excellence through the sport that they were playing. It came with expectations. Many of the individuals interviewed came through established programs where it was the expectation, and some would say status quo, to win. So they really put a lot of their self-worth and value on if they would win a national championship. And for those coming from maybe less established programs, the act of winning a national championship and achieving excellence allowed for individual growth and increased self-worth through the accomplishment. That last quote on this slide here: I was more competent as a person on the team because I was able to showcase what I could do on the field. And then as people kind of saw that, I was accepted and I grew as an individual as well. So the success from the soccer field, that was from a goalkeeper from a Southeastern institution, the success on the field led to individual growth through what they saw was an accomplishment of athletic excellence in winning the national championship. So really good takeaway, and just the overall self-worth that was gained through athletic excellence was noted throughout the study. Lastly, the career motivations that were examined throughout the study and interviewed really shows that the work ethic transcended the sport, and the student athletes winning the national championship were able to relate the skills learned and the work ethic to move forward into their professional careers, and bringing that similar mindset from the first quote: you're the best of the worst and you're the worst of the best if you're meeting expectations. They realize the importance of going beyond what is average or what the expectations are to propel them into their career, and they've taken that same energy and mindset that they use to pursue excellence in sport to pursuing their own career motivations and providing that intrinsic motivation. And in addition, it's chasing a similar feeling within their career that they experience through sport. You understand it's kind of those things that click, and I think there's something I take into my everyday life and into my profession. They understand that it's something not a lot of people have been a part of, and it's extremely special experience and feeling. And the final quote talks about you using that work ethic and desire to move forward in many aspects of your life, whether it's your career. This individual mentioned family, life, and faith. Whatever they're pursuing in their postgraduate life, in this case, working as an LPN, knowing that they're using that same work ethic to do the best that they can, and really relating those experiences and methods and strategies that were successful for them in sport onto their own professional careers and journeys, and understanding that what they learn through sport transcends into other parts of their life, more specifically in this, their career motivations and goals moving forward. In terms of limitations and moving forward, this study adds depth to a fairly underexamined research topic in the field, and follow-up studies examining non-national championship winning participants can be analyzed to examine the potential differences and experiences between the two groups. And in terms of future discussions and implications to the field of Division III athletics as a whole, this study allows researchers to better understand the experiences of the student-athlete population that NCAA member institutions serve, and can help foster discussions on the importance behind being successful at the Division III level in relation to postgraduate pursuits, seeing that's something that the Division III athletics focuses on, and it's an overarching message from the NCAA when it comes to Division III athletics. In addition, potential future studies could see how the differences may exist between an individual sport or individual accolades, such as students that achieve All-American status. Is there any difference between the tangible championship and overall achievement of athletic excellence in winning a championship versus just an All-American status, where the student athlete individually may be incredibly successful but not reach the full peak of athletic excellence in winning a national championship? Moving forward, if anybody has any questions at all, please don't hesitate to reach out to me via email. It was an honor presenting to everyone today who attended the virtual conference. Thank you for your time, and Rock Chalk.